most wonderful time of the year. Or is it? For most of us, at least according to 2 surveys done last year during the holidays, this season brings on additional stress. And since the added stress seems unavoidable, then coping techniques are a necessity.
But neither of us wanted to do this episode and give you the classic canned tips you hear. So we dug deeper and unearthed 5 truly helpful tactics that we employ and recommend. Let's dive in.
'Tis the season, Carolyn.
To be merry and bright.
To be stressed. 'Tis the season to be stressed.
Yeah.
And merry and bright when you can squeeze it in between the stress.
Yes. When it works. Or sometimes you just pretend to be merry and bright.
That's true. Fake it till you make it.
We hadn't really anticipated doing an episode on holiday stress.
No.
Kind of seems like too expected, maybe.
Yes.
But I'm doing a presentation for a group next week on holiday stress. And I started looking at statistics, and I found 2 really cool polls, one by the American Psychological Association and one by the American Heart Association, specifically on, they polled consumers and own feelings about holiday stress. And it was really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The stats were, I mean, some of them are like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. But some of them really, I was like, oh, I would never have thought to make that comparison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for example, the American Heart Association poll found that 63% of people say that the holiday season is more stressful than tax season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely
I don't
agree.
know how accountants.
Yeah, they're probably somewhere in that 37% of people who think that tax season is more stressful than the holiday season.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me just share some of these. And some of them, like you said, they'll become expected. But so the APA poll, 89% of people feel their stress increased during the holiday season. And by holiday season, we mean November until early to mid-January. 43% say this stress interferes with their ability to enjoy the holiday season.
Yeah, get that. Yep.
36% say the holidays feel like a competition.
I have never felt that.
I don't know. Maybe from the perspective of like keeping up with all the other moms and doing with their kids and
okay, all right, yep.
How they're perfectly dressed and
now this is resonating now. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So and people said their top causes of holiday stress, and also this poll was done last November, so it's recent. Spending too much money or not having enough money, finding the right gifts, missing family or loved ones, having too much to do, feeling pressure to make the holidays special. 25% said they felt stress around food or alcohol-related issues. Not being able to spend time with people, our family, experience or anticipating family conflict, feeling left out or excluded, and then traveling.
Those are all stressors, causes of holiday stress. Yeah.
2 in 5 people, and I think this is probably much higher. I appreciate the 2 people standing up and being honest.
Yeah, exactly.
2 in 5 people report using negative coping habits, such as isolating themselves, over or under eating, relying on substances like alcohol or nicotine to make them feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of you 2 people. I bet you it's more like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but even though 89% feel this increased stress, 7 out of 10, about 69%, say that the stress around the holidays is worth it.
What? It's worth it?
Okay.
For what? Because on Christmas Day or the 8th day of Hanukkah, it's just like all magic?
Yeah. So let me, real quick, there's a few from the American Heart Association poll that were kind of interesting. And you mentioned that it's more stressful than the tax season. 79% say they are so focused on creating special moments for others that they overlook their own needs.
That is so my mother right there.
Yeah.
So my mother.
71% say their biggest regret each holiday season is that they do not take time to relax and enjoy themselves.
Amen. I've so been there. I've started to implement some things around the holidays that force me into the relax and enjoy myself.
Yeah. This isn't just the holidays. It's become year-round. But I really love standing in a line or sitting in a waiting room now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just forced to sit there. And that used to drive me crazy.
Yes. I'm with you. Like waiting to pick my kids up somewhere, especially in the warm car with my heat.
Yeah.
Like heated seat on.
It's our form of relaxation.
Some Christmas music and my phone to scroll.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
This last one was great. They said most people report it takes them weeks to feel less stressed after the holidays. So that stress doesn't automatically go away.
Yeah.
But of the moms that they polled, the moms reported that it takes most of them a month or more to recover from the holiday stress.
I believe it.
Yeah.
One of the ways that I tried to shorten that window personally, of like that like ongoing stress was I was like, oh, Christmas Day has passed. We are putting the tree out on the curb.
Oh, you're one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Is it down that night?
No, it's the next day.
Okay.
Maybe the 27th. I did not used to be that person.
Yeah.
I used to leave it up, but I'm like, the lingering to-dos of it. So I was like, the tree comes down and it goes out to the curb. Most of the decorations get put up. The kids, we find all the kids it used to be toys. Now it's like clothes and beauty products. But the kids' toys all find a new home pretty quickly. And
right.
And that was how I shortened
people,
it.
I never understood. I was like, what is wrong with them wanting to put it away so quick? But your perspective makes total sense to me.
Well, I did it one year and I can't remember why.
And you have anything else to really do on December 26th.
Exactly. Well, some people go shopping. I do not like to go shopping on the 26th. No. That is like, my mom will sometimes be like, well, let's go exchange this. And I'm like, absolutely not. No. No. You want to go out to lunch? No, I don't want to do that either because there are a million people out there. Thank you, but no.
That's when I implement my negative coping habits by isolating myself.
Yes.
Getting in bed.
Yes.
And watching TV all day.
Yes. Yes. Okay. By the way, we will move on. Before we move on to some tips for managing the holiday season.
And let me just say, these are real things. We didn't want to do this episode and give you those canned generic things. So
oh yeah,
we weren't going to do this episode unless we could find some truly beneficial things that actually work or that we have learned to do.
Yes. For example, one of the polls said that people have trouble prioritizing eating healthy, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. That they do a poor job of prioritizing those three things
for
themselves during the holiday season. Listeners, we are not going to sit here and tell you that you need to prioritize a healthier diet. No. And that was why.
And I'm not going to tell you to get more sleep because you know that already.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was why we were like, do we really want to do a thing on holiday stress?
I think what we came up with, though, there's only 5, are really, really good.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. I mean, but, we're kind of biased. Ourselves. We're kind of biased.
Okay, so there's 5, so let's jump into them.
Yeah. All right. The first one.
Boundaries.
Now,
what do we mean by this?
Reran an episode this past week on boundary setting, which there were a lot of epiphanies in there for me, if we can remember back to there. But boundaries.
Yeah, there were.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this looks a little, or can look a little different during the holidays. And you and I were talking about maybe what we didn't realize we had started to implement as boundaries, but are. For example, I figured out a while ago, or a few years ago, when my kids were sick, that I needed to set other people's expectations of what I was going to be able to do during the holidays. For instance, my mom always does the big meal on Christmas, and so I called her 2 or 3 weeks in advance, and I said, look, I'll bring whatever you want, just tell me, because I'm not cooking, I'm going to pick it up from somewhere. And that was big for me to do.
Yeah.
And maybe I put more stress on myself that I wasn't cooking, but it relieved my stress because I laid out the expectation. She was like, okay, can you bring this? I was like, yes, I know a great place that has it.
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know that our listeners know this, but Carolyn, and frankly, I actually don't know this from firsthand experience.
I don't know where we're going here.
This is coming from other people telling me this. Actually, I lied. I do know this because I have cooked your recipes, and they always come out fabulously. Carolyn is a badass cook and a badass recipe developer.
Well, thank
Just
you.
this week, I had a friend tell me about a recipe
She like 'em?
of
Yeah.
yours, and that she didn't even share any of the white chicken chili with anybody.
It was so good.
And she ate it all herself.
Yeah, I'll be posting when that is
She's
for
a
a
chef.
client. She's a chef. I know it's the biggest compliment. It's that recipe. It was amazing, and when that recipe comes out, or when the client publishes it, which should be in a week or two, I will definitely share that on Instagram.
So my point, though, also being, is it is a big deal for you to be like, I'm not going to cook something. I'm picking something up. Like, and especially to your Southern mom. Which, by the way, if you need a cake at Christmas, I didn't put mine out at Thanksgiving, and I just put it back in the freezer. And so now we have, between
you
the two of
go.
us, we've got a cake.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Purchased,
So what were
not
you
made.
saying? Some boundaries you've learned to do during the holidays.
So I never thought that hosting would actually help with my stress level. But it does, because, you know, my family can be very, especially my brother and my mother, can be very much about tradition. Well, this is what we did, so we need to keep doing this. Let me tell you, Carolyn, the long list of food items that need to be made, or the way that gifts get wrapped, or the way that they get opened, or how the Christmas dinner table gets decorated, or what we eat on Christmas Eve versus Christmas dinner. I mean, it would make your head pop off your body. So with me hosting, I mean, I sound a
You're
little
kind of in control.
a little grinchy, but I can very easily just be like, nope, not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing, like,
It's my house.
pick your most favorite tradition for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Let me know what it is, and we will try to incorporate that in. But we're not doing all the things.
Yeah.
We're not. We're just not doing them.
Yeah. I like that.
So yeah,
Who
that
would have thought that taking on the hosting responsibility
right.
would lead to that, would
Right.
help you to find some boundaries.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, it's those boundaries of when people are like, but this is how we always do it. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. At some point, I get to have a say. It is my house.
Yeah. I like that.
So,
Okay, number 2. This is so key for me.
you're so good at
Is
this.
staying balanced.
I still aspire to be good at this.
So I realized, probably when my kids were little, and out of school, you know, and I feel like when the kids are out of school and you're off work, you're just supposed to, like, go with the flow and have fun, do Christmas stuff. Well, it took me several years to realize that creates chaos in my house, creates stress for me. And I end up screaming at my kids at the end of the day
Yeah.
for some reason. And the house is a disaster. So what I realized, and I felt like, I was like, I'm so type A that I need like a schedule. But I create a loose schedule. Like, and I usually do it, think through the next day, the night before. But I'm like, okay, I would really like to get a little activity in. I know myself, if I don't do it before 10, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to this Pure Barre class. I'm going to sign up for it tonight. Like, it's not a rigid day,
Right.
but I kind of think through in my head, like, things that need to get done, when I'm going to do them, and that kind of stuff.
It's like a mini to-do list.
Yeah, particularly the ones like a workout that I know.
Is going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
you out of the house, which is going
Yeah.
to get you going.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
really felt like I was like very like, you know, anal retentive, like, I can't believe I need a schedule. Everyone else is just like chilling and going with the flow, and look at them. They look like happy families.
Yeah, they're all posting on Instagram that they can't remember what day it is. I'm like, well, I can't remember what day it is because I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not relaxed and
Or I
enjoying
remember
myself.
what day it is because it's 7 more days till they go back to school.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I actually was looking at one of my most favorite clothing catalogs just yesterday, Evereve, which, gosh, we love some Evereve. And they had a whole outfit suggestion for the week between Christmas and New Year's when nobody can remember what day it is, where it said, where you can do anything or nothing. And I'm like, wow, we are capitalizing on the confusion with an outfit. Okay. But they also introduced me to this term. Didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Twixmas.
What?
I guess it's the time between Christmas and New Year's.
I've never heard that.
Me neither. Maybe they made it up. But now I'm going to keep telling people about it.
Well, I will tell you, and it's that week, too, that I really need, like, a loose schedule. Because not having anything to do, like, that's not good for me. It almost stresses me out.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
So. Okay, number 3.
All right, so Carolyn said this to me. She said, well, one way to really, because one thing we didn't talk about is that there is such a thing as the holiday blues. Mm-hmm. That it can start, when the holiday season starts, and it doesn't necessarily end until you're, halfway into January.
Yeah. And I think a key part of this, the tip we're going to give you in a second, is that it is normal to feel sad or upset at various times during the holidays.
Yes.
I think if you are an adult and you have had any kind of relationships or gone through any kind of life experiences, there's going to be something at some point in the holidays that gives you a little tinge of, or
like sadness or anger
I don't want to do that,
yeah.
And I think once I I always felt a little guilty, like, oh, everybody else is so festive. What's wrong with me,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you'd feel like this the whole time, but just maybe periods or an afternoon or something. Once I realized that this was kind of normal, like everybody, for some reason it took a lot of weight off me, like a lot of stress off me.
Yeah.
Okay,
be
this
okay.
is okay.
Yeah, it's okay to not be okay.
Step back and be sad for this afternoon,
yeah,
not be festive.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think a key part of this is the actual tip, guys.
Exactly.
Is plan something fun that occurs after Christmas.
And we're not talking about
February.
New Year's plans.
No,
either.
that is no.
We're talking about like
something totally unholiday related.
Yes, that's in January or February. A trip. You can never go wrong with the trip. Especially if you live in a cold climate, maybe you want to go somewhere hot and sunny.
But if you can't do that, like a concert or like I mentioned to you, we have tickets to go see Heather McMahon on February 7th.
Yeah.
And that's when you have something outside of the holidays in the future to look forward to, it almost makes you, at the holidays, you tend to put all your happiness eggs in one basket.
Right.
And so when you have a little egg
out
February,
there,
it's like there's not as much pressure to make the holidays so perfect, or that's what happened for me.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah. It's like, or some people, I have to admit that I'm not one of these people, but I have at least one in my family. When Christmas is over, it's like a real letdown.
Oh, my mom is she's really sad.
Yeah, that's how my mom is. And I'm pretty sure one of my kids is going to turn out that way too.
Yeah.
And it's like, that kind of person really needs something that's like January.
And it could even be like a girls' night.
Yes.
January 15th or something. You're getting together with a key person that you don't get to see,
we still have to plan our vision boards. We got to put that on the calendar too.
We do. Okay, and that kind of rolls into our next tip, kind of, but
yeah.
So
tip number 4.
This came from something I was reading when I was kind of researching this presentation I'm going to do, and I laughed at it because the tip that all these websites kept giving was connect with others. And I thought, what in the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
I want to be by myself. You're
so much
overstimulated.
Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Okay. But then I finally read an article and I kind of got it. It said schedule a night with someone you have a true connection with during the holidays. Because if you think about it, all the people you're seeing and doing stuff with, even a lot of times family during the holidays, you're not having deep conversations.
No, or sometimes you're having charged conversations. Yeah.
And so someone who you can have a deep conversation with and enjoy being with,
really be yourself.
Plan sometime during the holidays to get together.
Yeah.
I liked that. I got it then.
Yeah, no, and when you first said that, I read this tip about make sure you schedule plans with someone, I was like, oh yeah, Carolyn, because I really need one more thing to put on the calendar, a hole in the head. But you're right. The right person is what the point is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it can kind of be I'm thinking about if we need to get our holiday night on the calendar, but once we do, I'm going to look forward to it because it's kind of like a little holiday escape.
Yes.
You know?
It is. That's such a good way to put it. Mm-hmm. It is like a little escape. Okay, the last tip some listeners might groan when I say this is...
Yeah, but bear with her. It's good.
Yeah. Is do not forget about self-care. And again, you might be groaning. Bear with me. What I aim to do at the holidays is find one or two bits of self-care that I might not do the rest of the year that I do this time of year. And then it really truly feels
indulgent.
Like self-care.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
What are those? Do you know yet?
Well, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do this year, but one of them used to be that I would go and I would get a manicure and a pedicure.
Oh, both, yeah.
But lately, I've been pretty consistent with getting a manicure, so I'm that doesn't feel as indulgent for self-care.
Yeah.
And then another year, I did taking baths.
Okay.
Before it was a period of I had been through a shower only period of life, and so I was let me try incorporating. I think you and I had probably talked about the benefits of baths, and I was bath time. Here we go.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
I thought about a facial.
Yeah.
But my only problem with that is that's a kind of a big time commitment.
Yeah. So is a massage.
Yeah.
And then a massage kind of stresses me out sometimes because I'm oh my God, I'm just, how much time do we have left? I'm supposed to be enjoying this. Am I enjoying this? No.
For me, I'm how much time is left? Is there any way for me to triple that? But, and the other thing though too is I also don't always like it to be just a one day thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. I'm going to have to think on what mine's going to be. I kind of like that.
But something
a little different than what you normally do.
Yeah.
I like that.
So.
I like this episode.
I'm surprised that I liked it too.
I am too. I think that's why I said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am too.
But they're all helpful tips that hopefully listeners get some use out of. I mean, even if you just take one of the tips and put it into your life.
Yeah.
You are likely going to lessen that holiday stress in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. And sometimes just knowing these tips, maybe you don't implement any this year, but I guarantee you maybe, by listening and hearing them during the holidays, you're going to realize, oh, I'm going to do this next year. Mm-hmm. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes, that's such a good point. Sometimes it really does take,
being in the moment.
Yes, and some real planning, which seems weird, but yeah, my boundaries was not an overnight switch situation. My boundaries tip. No.
Okay, well, happy holidays.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Happy Eating Podcast. I'm Brierley Horton.
And I'm Carolyn Williams. If you liked this week's episode, then don't forget to rate and leave us a review on iTunes. And be sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss a new episode.
We can't wait to have you back at our table next week for a brand new episode.
Bye! The contents discussed in the Happy Eating Podcast, such as advice, studies, text, graphics, images, and other material discussed or presented on the site or podcast, are for informational purposes only. Content is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your mental health professional or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding your condition. Never disregard professional advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on the Happy Eating podcast.
If you are in crisis or think you may have an emergency, call your doctor or 911 immediately. If you're having suicidal thoughts, call 1-800-273-TALK, that's 8255, to talk to a skilled trained counselor at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you are located outside the United States, call your local emergency line immediately.